Danny Spodek, the hockey playing dentist who lives in Israel and who's been organizing hockey teams now for how many years in Israel?
I guess it started about 14 years ago.
14 years ago.
Yeah.
How did it come about?
Grew up playing hockey. Didn't want to give it up.
In Toronto.
In Toronto. Did not want to give up playing hockey. And when I first came on Aliyah in December of 2000, I contacted the hockey league that was around already, and found out that all the games that they played were on the Friday night, the Jewish Sabbath.
In Metula.
In Metula.
Which is way up north.
Way up north. Mm-hmm. And as a Sabbath observer, it wasn't something that was accommodating to me, and I contacted a bunch of friends that I had grown up with that I knew were living in Israel, and asked them if they were interested in getting together for a friendly pickup game. And
in this rink?
No, not in the rink in Metula.
Oh.
The rink that we're standing in now is only a year and a half old.
A year and a half old.
Yeah.
How did this rink get built?
This rink was actually built by the Figure Skating Federation, or they're the people behind it. Mm-hmm. And it was built by private investors from Russia, and which is why the rink is not full size. For hockey, it was built for figure skating, but they realized that there's enough people living in the center of the country that want to play hockey. And the rink from 8 p.m. till midnight every night is packed with different groups of teams playing hockey, and we typically play on Wednesday nights.
And figure skaters too, right?
Figure skaters use the ice in the mornings and in the early afternoons.
So this rink is really utilized extensively.
The rink gets good use. If I was here on Monday afternoon with my kids to take them public skating, and it was packed. Couldn't find the parking spot. There must have been 150 people on the ice, and probably another 150 people standing around waiting to get on the ice.
Now tell me something about, I've met a few of the players, got some information about their backgrounds, and I was talking to your wife too about how many players there are. As a pool, you have hundreds of players who play at one time or another, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, from an email group, there's probably about 600-700 players that have...
600-700?
Yeah. That's not to say that all those people come out and play.
But are they, now, all live in Israel?
All live in Israel or have lived here at some point. I don't update the list, so people that have moved on or still get the emails unless they request not to get them. But yes, pretty much everyone that's on that list has lived in Israel at some point.
And these are Canadians and Americans?
These are primarily Canadians and Americans. We have tonight out on the ice, we got a couple of Israeli-born players that are playing with us. And we have a couple of players from the former Soviet Union, but predominantly 90% of our players, or more than 90%, are from Canada and the US.
Now, I was trying to get a sense of how often you play. It's not always the same nights each week, is it?
So historically, until this rink opens, we played up in Metula on Thursday nights as a regular thing. Once this rink opens, probably 90% of the people live within a 20-minute drive of this rink. So Metula has sort of been weaned. We still try to go to Metula once a month to play on the Olympic ice. But over here we play Monday morning, Saturday nights, Wednesday nights, and we're starting a Friday morning game as well.
And I understand these are all shinny games, essentially.
For the most part, they're recreational hockey. You know, a good group of guys. Everybody wants to get up in the morning and go to work.
And a lot of these guys come from a great distance to play, including yourself.
So I've got probably the furthest drive, which is about an hour. Jerusalem's about 45 minutes. Cities like Modi'in and Ra'anana that supply a lot of the players are within half an hour drive.
Yeah. Okay, this is terrific. Thanks. All right, just tell me, what's your name?
Steve, why are we videoing?
No, I'm gonna, the local television station Winnipeg would be interested in this.
Okay.
So if I can get something good out of it. So Steve from Chicago originally, right?
Originally from Chicago.
Been in Israel how many years now?
Yeah, almost 19.
And you brought your hockey stuff with you.
I brought it with me, hopeful,
Yeah,
and it sat around for about 8 or 9 years
yeah,
until Danny put together this group and started going to Missoula.
yeah.
And then we would drive the 3.5 hours each way Thursday nights, and
Every Thursday night?
usually every 3 weeks or so.
Oh.
Games started getting more frequent, but I couldn't do it every week or every 2 weeks. It's a full tank of gas, and it's a lot of driving.
And how many
So-
guys would play then?
So it's full-size rink. This is a little smaller. So
Yeah,
we
but
had,
how would you have, what, 6 on a team?
yeah. So we had goalies. We have more. We have a couple lines.
Because
Two
here
or
you're
three.
playing four in a goal.
Here we're playing 4 in a goalie, right? There we played 5 in a goalie. We had 2 or 3 full lines there,
Yeah.
and it was great. We stopped for shawarma on our way out in Kiryat Shmona, which is right near Metula, at around midnight. We
So
go
where do you live now, Steve?
in Efrat,
Yeah.
just south of Jerusalem.
What do you do?
I work for IBM Software.
Terrific, thanks. Okay, you know what? I can get this. It's actually good with the sound. We'll get this in with. Okay, give me your name again.
I'm Steve Fish from Toronto, Canada. I made Aliyah about 5 years ago, and I've been working in the high-tech sector out here and playing hockey with these guys.
And so there are what, about 12 guys? Or no?
We got 16 guys per game. It's a shinny pickup game. There's also a league in the winter. The majority of those players are Russians, so we try to form a nice North American team in order to take on the Russians. And it's always a much more physical game. It's full contact. So
What were you telling me about the Russians? They're a little bit dirty.
they play chippy hockey, just like back home.
Just
so.
like back home.
But we take it to them. We show them how to play Canadian hockey.
A lot of ankle slashing.
Yeah, a lot of hitting from behind.
Yeah.
And the reffing's very amateur as well. So,
Oh,
but
do you have a ref in this?
no, this is a shinny game. It's a quick pickup game. 8 on 8. You can see the ice surface is not full size, but it's the best we got. I mean, we're more than happy with what we got.
All right, we're going to see you in a few minutes.